YouTube. This is Francesca via Breastfeeding Mamas. I've been asked to join this channel to share my breastfeeding experiences and to provide support and encouragement for moms to be who want to breastfeed or current breastfeeding mothers. So I will start by doing this introduction, and I'll introduce myself and tell you a bit about my breastfeeding career and offer some advice and some words of wisdom for pregnant women and new mothers. I'd like to start off by saying that I by no means am a breastfeeding bully. I think that all parenting choices that you make are yours to make, and that there's no one right way to do things, and everyone makes decisions based on what's best for your family. Every baby is different, every mother's different, and I am not going to make any judgments based on the way you choose to feed your child. I can't look into your home and see the dynamics of your lifestyle and your family, so it would be very ill-informed and critical of me to judge anybody for any choices that they make for their children. So now that I have that out of the way, I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Francesca. I am 23 years old. I live in Canada, and I have two daughters. Milena is 3 years old. She was born October 2007, and Lorelai is 5 months old. She was born August 2010. And both my children are or have been breastfed. Milena was exclusively breastfed up until 6 months, at which point we started solids, and she continued to breastfeed until she was 2 years old. She weaned shortly after her second birthday, and she had no substitutes like formula or cow's milk until she had finished breastfeeding completely. Lorelai is 5 months old. She's still exclusively breastfed. She does not have formula, and she has not had solid food yet, so we won't be starting that for a while yet. So yeah, basically I have about 2.5 years of breastfeeding experience under my belt between the two kids. And I was very lucky in breastfeeding in that I didn't have any major problems really when Milena was born, and I was a new mom. She took to breastfeeding really easily, and I didn't really encounter any huge struggles. With when Lorelai was born, she was a little bit more difficult. She wasn't as much of a natural with it, but I already knew what I was doing, and I didn't have the hurdle of having to learn how to breastfeed, so that made it a lot easier for me the second time around. I've been very lucky because I know a lot of women encounter various obstacles, and I've had the normal problems. You know, I've had sore nipples, I've had thrush a couple times, I've had stuff like that, but nothing that would ever jeopardize breastfeeding for me, so I've been lucky in that sense. I guess I will offer a little bit of advice. If you are a pregnant woman, let me tell you, when I was pregnant with Milena, I was very young. I was only 19 years old, and I was worried because I was really determined to breastfeed, and it seemed like everywhere I looked, I heard stories about women who had problems with it, or couldn't do it, or it was really difficult for them, and that scared me. And my best advice to pregnant women is to do as much research and gather as much information as you possibly can. You know, ask your friends, ask your family, search the internet, read books, because the more information you know, the better you are not to fall into, you know, common traps of breastfeeding that can make it difficult for some women to have success. And the more likely you are going to feel confident, and you're going to feel prepared. And you know, when you have a baby in your arms and you're ready to breastfeed, you're going to feel like, you know, you're educated and you've readied yourself to take on breastfeeding. Advice I have for new moms: if you're having difficulty breastfeeding, the best advice I can give is, you know, not to give up. Lean on the support of other people. There's lots of good resources. There's resources online like La Leche League, Jack Newman, Kelly Mom. There's lactation consultants, there's doctors, there's nurses. If you have friends or family who have breastfeed, you know, ask them for their advice, and even have somebody come and look at your baby and look at a nursing session and see if they can offer any tips. That's what a lactation consultant will do for you. They'll actually observe you feed your baby and try to give you tips, you know. So there's lots of things that you can do when you're facing problems to, you know, sort of try to remedy them. I definitely recommend not letting the problems go unnoticed, or don't just hope that they'll go away, because the longer you let something keep going that isn't right, the more likely it is to cause more problems for you, and the more likely it is to discourage you. Because, you know, when you're feeding a baby who has a poor latch and your nipples are sore and your baby isn't getting as much milk and your baby is not happy, that's not going to do wonders for how you feel about breastfeeding. You know, it's going to put a damper on things. So definitely don't ignore any problems. Another thing that I have to say to new moms is set realistic goals. You know, when you have a 1-week-old infant and you're recovering from childbirth and your baby is brand new and, you know, you've never done it before, you're a new mom, you feel like you haven't slept since you were pregnant or maybe before then, your boobs are engorged and your nipples are sore and you dread every time your baby cries because you're scared to feed her, and, you know, you want to throw a can of formula at your husband and be like, I'm on vacation until this gets easier. Don't give up, and set realistic goals. When you are feeling that way, don't say, I have to do this for another year, oh my god, how am I going to get through it? Just be like, I'm going to get to the end of this day, I'm going to get to the end of this week, I'm going to get to the end of this month. And every time you reach a goal, you know, be proud of yourself for that. I mean, every extra feeding of breast milk your baby gets is good for them, and every extra day that you go breastfeeding is going to benefit your baby. So, I mean, you don't need to breastfeed 6 months, you don't need to breastfeed a year, you don't need to breastfeed 2 years to have benefits of breastfeeding. The benefits of breastfeeding are going to be there with every ounce of breast milk that you get, or every time your baby does breastfeed. So that is basically what I wanted to say in a nutshell. If anyone has any questions for me, or I guess any other of the ladies on this channel, you can ask me directly or through this channel. And I hope that everyone has a really great day, and good luck with your breastfeeding careers, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.